One of the things I thoroughly enjoy about my Sunday mornings is I get to talk to new real estate investors. Sometimes they have nothing, sometimes they have a couple, and sometimes they are fairly far away down the journey. In today's conversation, we're going to talk with Ike. Ike, how you doing, buddy?
Doing good, man. It's good to see you.
Oh, and I see you as well. Thank you for being a part of our school community. Why don't you introduce the audience to who is Ike? What is your real estate journey to date?
Gotcha. Mine's kind of a weird, longer journey. Kind of when I've been talking to other people lately, it's what I've been pointing out is like mine's kind of I did the analysis paralysis for a long time. So
Well,
right
you are
now
not
I'm living
alone,
in
Ike.
Wichita, Kansas.
You're not alone, Ike. So don't feel bad.
Yep.
There's lots of people there.
I-
All right. So Wichita, Kansas, got it.
Yep. Got now I'm up to 4 properties, 3 of them duplexes, and then I got a small single family house I'm working on, and just kind of building slowly. Got a full time W-2 job that I do and I really like, so I'm not trying to get out of that like super soon. But at
Mhm.
the same time, on my free days and free time, I like to keep busy, and
Yeah.
I could see a lot of potential growth with that. So that's kind of where I'm at. So
So there's a lot there. So first and foremost, I don't know, dude, analysis paralysis, but you got four properties. That feels like you're taking action to me. When did this analysis paralysis start?
So my journey probably like early 2010, something like that. I had a mentor that
Oh,
gave me Dad
okay.
Poor Dad. I
Oh
listened
yeah.
to a ton of podcasts back then.
All right.
2015 to 2020, I worked in kind of the real estate industry. I was living in Tacoma, Washington, and I kept wanting to do something, never did. Finally, I
Ah,
moved back. I'm from Kansas, so I'm back
okay.
here 2021.
Okay.
My whole goal when I came back was to start investing. So
Okay.
2022 got my first house hack, and since then taken off. But it took me a few years of a lot of missing out on other opportunities if I'd actually taken action. So
I gotcha. I gotcha. Well, there's a lot in that maybe we can unpack because again, we got a lot of people that have interest. Maybe they're even doing some of the work, but they're just not pulling the trigger. They're not writing the offers. But I always like to talk about that first deal. You talked about the first deal being a house hack. Was that the small house or maybe one of the duplexes?
nope, that was a duplex. So
Okay.
bought that. A lot of kind of it was weird for me taking that first action. But finally I was like, hey, if at the end of the day all I do is increase what I'm paying per month for rent, um, it is what it is.
Yeah.
And now that I've had that for a couple of years, I've got one side's paying the entire mortgage, and the other side, technically all profit. So
Yeah. One of the things
worked
again I've
out worked
asked.
out pretty well. And even my spreadsheet back then.
Yeah. No, yeah.
Sorry,
One
go
one
ahead.
of yeah, one of the things that we have a little lag here, folks. I'm not trying to be rude, but that's okay. We're gonna make this work. One of the things that the Iced Coffee Hour asked me, Graham, Stefan, and Jack, right at the end of their interview, which maybe not a lot of people got to the end because it was 2 hours, was what would I do different? Right? What would I do at 20? And I think these guys just put it around as a short on Instagram. And the answer is I would house hack a fourplex. And Jack asks, well, how would you get the down payment? And I'm like, dude, I'd work my ass off. I'd get two or three jobs. I'd do everything I can to save up 3.5 to 5%, and I'd buy a fourplex. I mean, house hacking a fourplex takes your second largest expense, rent, living expense down, hopefully to zero, if not positive. And it just sets you on a different journey. When you get that first house hack, in your case, a duplex, your life will be different. And then if you do it again, and
Yeah.
if you do it again, your chances of becoming wealthy are almost certain. It's crazy.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm not at the wealthy part right now, but just 2 years, it's already changed quite a bit of what I'm able to do and able to grow. So
Yeah, well, again, what have I always said, Ike? I've always told you it's a 10-year journey. You're only 2 years
yep,
in. You got eight more to go. I like your chances.
there you go.
There you go. Well, one of the things I wanted to make sure all of my school students ask when they say they'll do these 30-minute calls is, you may have some questions for me. Do you have any thoughts or questions maybe you want me to think about?
Yeah, one of the things I kind of struggle with is I've I've watched like the real estate community for a long time. Um, when I come in, I don't really feel like I'm an expert or that I know a lot about what's going on. But at the same time, I want to learn from other people that are doing small things, and I'm sure people that are just getting started want to learn from people that only have a couple too. So How would you say for someone that's like, hey, I don't want to come across as like a know-it-all, but I want to help? How would you enter
Yeah.
conversation?
Yeah. So the beauty of our school community and hopefully anything that I'm a part of is a lot of the folks will speak the same vocabulary because I think vocabulary is important. Also, we are generally all go-givers, right? That was something I uncovered at our Vegas event last year in person was like everybody's, giving, sharing. The biggest thing to do is always be authentic on who you are, right?
Yeah.
What I've learned thus far, Ike, is you really have had two phases. You've had roughly a decade where you were thinking about it, you were interested, and then you started to take action, right? You moved home, you knew the area, uh, and you've done a lot in 2 years. Just be authentic, be involved in those kinds of questions. The beauty about the community that I'm trying to build is you know, it already is. In another 6 months, it'll even be more obvious. The community is what makes it grow. It's not Mike Zuber. Mike
Yeah.
Zuber's job was to get it up to 100 to 200 folks. And now I don't have to poke at it. I just have to keep delivering. I have to keep having Monday or once a week calls with millionaires. I have to go live once a month. I just keep doing my thing and the community will build. Why? Because everybody's at a different level. Ike, you can help people that put up comments about analysis paralysis. You can help people that are looking at their first house hack. You can help people that have, 10 doors or their amount. And oh, by the way, you get to go in and say, hey, I'm at 7 doors. I'm thinking about going to 10. Who can help me? Who can help me with 15? And that's what you're going to see in my communities is there's people at all different levels. And that's what makes it so powerful. If you're willing to reach down and help someone that's above you in my communities will reach down to you. So what I would tell you to do is be active and be authentic. And I would tell everyone that.
Yeah, that's good. Because I still feel like I have a ton to learn. So it's been a journey, but there's always more to learn. It seems like so.
Well, I have news for you. I've been doing this for 25 years and I still have a lot to learn. Just know what you know. Don't fake it. Ask questions, be inquisitive. Like one of my conversations this morning was with a student who's doing land development. I've never done land development. So I had lots of questions. And also, I have a great network. I connected him with somebody who's doing land development in this next city over. So that's the power of being active and authentic in a community is you just never know where those connections will be.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's good to know.
Cool. What other questions you got for me?
That's kind of the main thing. And then the other focus I'm working on right now, mine is like trying to figure out how to go out. I can keep house hacking year by year, but
Sure.
to do the additional stuff, it looks like it's kind of more of a raise private money, things like that. So where are you at on that, especially with this like economy and how some of the people look at things? As someone who's like kind of a little bit on the beginner, like I don't want to get out too far ahead of my skis. So I still look at it as like a few steps down the road. But how would you look at that
Yeah.
from my situation?
Yeah. So again, the beauty of private money is at least how I've done it. I've done it twice. I raised like 6 or 7 million bucks in 2010, 11. And then I raised probably 4 million bucks in what was it, 18, 19, 20. Um, all you have to do is document your process. I've never
Yeah.
asked for a penny and I raised 10 million bucks. All I did is in 2010, I wrote a blog called Wealth Building Pro. And then in 2018, I launched a YouTube channel. And my YouTube channel, as you know, is not edited. It's never edited. It's not sizzle. It's just what I'm doing. If you go back to some of my early, my first 1,000 videos, you see me doing property walkthroughs. Like, hey, this is a
Yeah.
property we're looking at, this, that, the other. So what I would tell somebody is just document your process. Now, if you're comfortable in front of a camera, I would do that on YouTube. I wouldn't worry about it being fancy. Nobody's going to watch anyway. But what you're going to build is a library because what will happen over a year or 18 months or 2 years is just your circle of influence will find it. And you never know. He'll say, hey, I want to be a part of your next project. I want to be a part of your next thing. That's what happened to me. I just wrote a blog. I think I wrote
Okay.
5 or 6 blogs, and buddies started calling me going, "Hey, I got 100 grand. I got, 200 grand. It's earning 1% in the bank. What do you pay me? 10%? Sign me up."
Yeah.
So again, document, document, document.
Yeah, that makes sense. So I'm not a big fan of being in front of the camera, but
Well,
learning. So
if it's not the camera, then write a blog. You
yeah,
have the whole thing is you have to create a library of evidence. Written words, fine. Pictures are fine. I'm obviously most comfortable on video. I suck at writing. But if your thing's writing, by all means, you want to do PowerPoint, you're a PowerPoint wizard, do PowerPoint. You have to create a documented library of learnings and lessons over time. You don't
yeah,
raise private money by going, holy cow, I found a deal. Now what? You have to
yeah.
show
That's
people.
for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's good. So
Yeah. Yeah. So I guess one of the things I always like to ask school students is, why the heck did you sign up? It's $20 a month. Why'd you sign up? What are you valuing about it? What do you think thus far?
I mean, I've only been in there, I think maybe 3 months, probably two, and
It's only
it's
been
good.
around. It's only been around 5 months, so it's not not that been that long.
Gotcha. I what I joined specifically for is like I'm looking for other people that are doing stuff and actually doing stuff, not just posting. I think there's sites out there with like the big guys that are posting it, and then like that in between seems to be really really hard to find. So for me, it was like I'm trying to build relationships with people that are doing things that I can learn from, that are actually closer to my level. Because for me, it's still hard getting a conversation with the banker versus them being like, "Hey, we really want to talk to you about how we can help." So,
Yeah.
um, so those types of people and that type of journey, that's where I wanted to be. So,
Yeah.
I followed you for just about a year now on YouTube. I came across you, uh, and I waited. I had some other things going on, so I waited until I actually thought, "Hey, this is what I can actually jump in and actually contribute and actually get something out." So,
Yeah.
and so far it's been good. I met a few people. Mark's been good. We've had a couple conversations now,
Nice.
and a few other people on there as well. So it's
Nice.
good. I like it. So
Nice. I'm curious. Some people are just flies on the wall. Some people are, active in the forums or whatever those are posts. Ike, did you ever send out a post saying, "Hey, I'm new. I'm new here. I'm in Kansas City. Ask me questions or whatever." Did you ever send out an introductory post?
I can't remember for sure. So probably not, but I know I've been active, like commenting on a few things and
Cool.
like talking. Like it takes an effort for me. I'm definitely more like sit, watch, see what's going
Yeah.
on. But
Yeah.
I'm trying not to be the fly on the wall. Like I've listened to your videos, I've seen what other people are doing. So, but that's
Yeah.
where I came back to like that first question is like I don't want to be the fly on the wall, but I don't want to be the know it all. Hey, this is how you do that, and somebody that actually knows what they're doing look at it and be like, well, that's pretty
That's dumb.
dumb. So yeah,
No, I got you, man. One of the things that I'm really proud about the community is it's just full of people that are doing the work, right? It's kind of my mantra. And it's amazing that the community around One Rental at a Time just attracts good people, right? We kind of do a
yeah,
very good job of washing out the fakers and the mean people. They come around and we just kind of exclude them and freeze them out. But yeah, for me, the school community is really there's a classroom tab, which is really important. Lots of free stuff there. Probably the most important thumbnail that I've done a terrible job of talking about is if you go to Classroom, there's a purple thumbnail that says special guest. That special guest tab, if you click on it, it has a weekly growing list of millionaire conversations that are only available on school. They're not on YouTube. And we got like Henry Washington and April Crosley and Anna Kelly and just all of these amazing people. Then we got Ty doing, master classes on creative financing and Matt the mortgage guy. And I'm just
yeah. I've
proud
been
of the
going through
growing.
this.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Very, very cool. So what's next for Ike? Where's Ike go in 2025?
well, right now for the rest of 2024, I've got the one house that I have. it's pretty much gutted out. So I'm trying to finish that up. Hopefully get that done and rent it out before winter gets here. Because
Yeah.
I learned last paying for utilities during winter on a vacant
Not good.
house gets
Yes, it gets expensive.
not great. Yeah, so that's what I'm doing right now, and then the next spring probably try to do another house hack. Where I'm at right now, working out great, but I'll be eligible for that again, and then from there, kind of depends. So I'd like to get another duplex. I've got a small town that I'm invested in. It's a lot of cash flow. Appreciation is really not a factor. So there's a lot of people that are willing to sell if they get the right offer, and there's a lot of opportunity there. So
I love it.
Just low for me. So
I like it, Ike. This is amazing, man. So for me, it's all about cash flow. Appreciation is the cherry on top. It happens. Inflation's a feature, not a bug. All those things I talk about. I want to thank you for being a part of the school community. I don't know if you thought about it, but any thoughts about coming out to Vegas for our celebration in February? Or you haven't thought about it yet?
I've thought about it. So I actually had tickets for your last one, and then I was in the middle of a rehab project and just couldn't swing it. So I probably most likely I'll wait until we get closer there. It depends on what my work schedule is like. But if there's any possibility, like I'll be trying to make it out there. So
there you go, Ike. Well, if you make it out there, make sure we take a picture, selfie, whatnot. I'd appreciate it. Ike, thank you for being active. Thank you for being willing to help the new people. And new people need to be around other new people, right? You may feel like a small fish with 7 units, but trust me, you are 7 units above most people. So you should feel proud of where you are. Not saying you don't have more work to do and you're going to keep growing, but don't cut yourself short. You've done a lot already.
All right, man. I appreciate it.
All right, Ike. Take care of yourself. Thanks again.